Hi guys, wanted to hop on here and do an Ulta haul for you, and I just realized a lot of the stuff I'm talking about actually takes on kind of a summery theme. A lot of new products and a lot of things that I think lend themselves to this time of year. First off, I know I've talked about loving the original It Cosmetics CC cream, the one with the SPF 50+, and I think it has really good coverage for a CC cream type product. Well, now there are a couple of new versions of this that I wanted to pick up, that I did pick up, and one is the CC Plus Illumination, and I got that in the shade medium, and then also the CC Plus Bronzer, and this says color correcting, bronzing, full coverage cream. It also, both of these have the SPF 50+, and the bronzer just comes in one shade. It's just called bronze. It's really intended to be worn all over the face, and I am seeing more BB and CC bronzer type products like this coming out. Something that's going to provide just that all over bronzy glow. This being a higher coverage product, it almost felt to me, I'm wearing this today, it almost felt like I was putting on just a foundation in the wrong shade. At first, that's really what it made me think, because if you're familiar with this product, you know the creaminess of it. It has kind of a thickness going on. And I've got another bronze BB that I'm going to talk about, and it's the kind where it really kind of shears out and is more of a veil over the skin, but this actually does have some coverage. It's very glowy. I can see little bits of shimmer, like tiny little particles in this. But once I did get it all like blended out all over, I kind of liked the look I was getting, actually. And I think part of that might be that my skin's getting a bit more of a tan to it anyway, and so while this was a little deeper than my natural skin tone, it wasn't crazy far off, but I could picture, you know, like a super fair skinned person putting this on and feeling like it's just not working at all, you know, like it's way too much bronze. But setting this with powder kind of toned down the glow of this a little bit. Another thing I really felt the need to do was go down on the neck and décolleté with a bronzer just to even things out a little bit. But another way I like to use this, I was actually wearing this in my last video mixed in with a regular foundation, just like it was maybe half a pump of this mixed in with my Rimmel Lasting Finish, and I loved that. It just added the nicest bit of glow to that product. So I will probably get most use out of this, and by the way, it's a pump. Love the pump style on these little tubes, but I'll probably get the most use out of this as a mixing type product. But if you've tried this, let me know what you think of it, because I could see a lot of mixed opinions coming out on that one. Also, just yesterday I was wearing my CC Plus Illumination, so this is more like the regular CC Plus cream, just with a glow. And by glow, I mean like minuscule little shimmery particles in it. And that's not normally something I like at all, but I must say, after I put it on my skin, I loved the look. I mean, it actually struck me as the kind of illuminating type product that truly did kind of blur the pores. Instead of really sinking in and making little imperfections more obvious, I thought it actually had good coverage, and everything just looked so even, yet also glowy. And those aren't normally two things that I really equate with one another. So I'm gonna keep trying this because I really kind of flaked out at the end of the day and stopped paying attention to how well it was actually wearing, because that's a big part of it for me. I want it to have really good staying power, so I'm gonna keep messing with that. Also from Ulta, I know I had talked about an Aloe Smart Shade product in my underrated drugstore brands video, the Smart Shade Blush, and I have it in coral, and I had showed that, and it was so funny. I'd never even thought of this before, but a few people commented the blush looked creepy. Like they felt the creepy crawlies when they looked at it on camera. That had never even occurred to me, but anyway, I like that blush. I think it gives a really pretty peachy glow, and I had mentioned wanting to try one of the other colors. So I did pick up the pink. Here, if the speckles on the blush bother you, just look away. I'll tell you when you can look back when I'm done talking about it. But I am wearing this today. It gave me a lot more color than I was expecting. In a swatch, you know, it gives a very soft pinky glow. I actually felt more color coming off on the cheeks than it does in the swatch. So that was like kind of a pleasant surprise, but it's not crazy different from, you know, a lot of the pink blushes that I already have. I do like a pink blush with this bronzy look, because that kind of a blush almost makes you look extra sun-kissed in certain areas, you know, like you just got a little extra sun. So I'm liking this, but I don't know that it's a love. Okay, all y'all who looked away, you can come come back now. Let's talk about another thing that I am wearing in this video. It's the Smokes palette from Maybelline, and I really wasn't expecting to come across this. By the way, this stuff was all ordered off the website, so if you haven't seen some of this in your Ulta store, I got it all online. But anyway, Maybelline's got the Nudes palette, talked about that like a long time ago here on this channel. Then most recently found the Blush Nudes palette, reviewed that on the Express channel just a couple days ago, so check that out. Now I've already come up with the Smokes palette as well, so let's take a look at this. Kind of a range of different neutrals. Again, the thought behind this palette, and it's all laid out on the back, is that you can use these as duos, trios, or quads. It's all depending on how it's laid out in the palette. So like these four, these four, these four, I can kind of see that, right? And then the duos, you know, they've paired, in most cases it seems like a slightly deeper shade with a light or mid-tone color. That was one of my complaints about the Blush Nudes palette. I didn't think it really worked that well from the aspect of trios and duos that were grouped together. But anyway, you can bounce around the palette and use it however you want to. What I did was some of this brown in the crease and kind of up above. I also did some plum in the crease, this shade right here, and also on the outer part of the lid. I deepened things up with this navy shade also in the outer part of the crease, and that's kind of where things get a little muddy, because when you get so deep and dark with colors, smoky shades like that, don't expect a lot of actual color payoff. In a lot of cases, they're just gonna look dark, and that's definitely what I ran into here. But then on the lower lash line, I really liked this shade here. This is a really great texture, silvery charcoal type color, and I use that as kind of a pop on the lower lash line. Anytime you take something highly shimmery and stick it there on the lower lash line, I love the way it makes the lower lashes pop a whole lot more. In the Blush Nudes palette, there was only like one matte shade, and here it looks like there are three. This sort of dark teal, the brown, and also I think this pink shade might be a little bit of like a satiny matte finish. For one look, I was only able to mess with a certain amount of shades, so I'll have to play with that some more before I review it. Something cool that kind of appealed to me from Smashbox, because this time of year there aren't always a lot of great sets coming out, and this one had a combination of things that I knew I liked and some things I wanted to try, and it's the Summer Essentials kit. So they actually give you in here for $49 a full-size Photo Finish Light, which is a primer I actually remember really loving, but I haven't used it in quite some time. They give you a little size of the Photo Finish Hydrating Under Eye Primer. That's another thing that I have right now, actually, in the full size. I need to use it more. I recall liking it. I mean, it's one of those sort of products where I'm not convinced I need it, but I have enjoyed using that in the past. They give you one of their like kind of self-sharpening eyeliners in Sumatra, which is a nice deep brown. You can see it keeps a really nice point, because every time you twist that cap on, it kind of sharpens it and reshapes it, but just a standard, you know, deep brown. And then a couple of things I really wanted to try were the Fusion Soft Lights in Baked Starburst. This just looks so pretty to me. I thought this could be a highlight, also like an eyeshadow palette practically. I did use this as eyeshadows over the weekend, and I did like the look that I got. It wasn't a very heavy contrast look, you know, just very soft and glowy and bronzy, and there's nothing wrong with that. But if you swirl your finger or your brush in everything, it's gonna be a soft golden type highlight. And I've had some of the soft lights from Smashbox in the past, and I think they're gorgeous. I've been really happy with them, so I think this is gonna be no exception. They included the Be Legendary lip gloss. This is in the shade Coraline, and it looks like just a creamy coral gloss. I really wish it came off like that color on the lips, because sadly it is very sheer. Just swatching it out here for you on my hand. See that? This on my lips, you know, your lips are more colorful than the skin on your hand, and once I put this on there, it just looks clear. So that was kind of a disappointment. A really vivid summery lip set that appealed to me, actually from the Ulta brand, is this thingy right here. This is the Liquid Lipstick and Primer set. It comes with a brush and these 4 products. 3 are colors, and this one is labeled as a lip primer. It looks just kind of like a clear gloss. I got this this because I instantly thought when I saw this, maybe these are similar to lip tars, maybe these are similar to the LA Girl glazed lip paints. I thought it would be really fun to do a comparison type thing there. I've swatched the 3 shades and they are super intense. The orange is called Mimosa. That one in the middle, which is kind of like an orangey toned red, is Ruby Red, and then Pink Spritzer is right here. They definitely remind me texture-wise of the lip tars. I haven't worn these yet on my lips, so we'll see how that goes. And I just wiped away the swatches here, and you can see quite a bit of a stain is left behind on those. There was a deal on Ardell lashes, so I ended up with a couple of them. I got some more wispies. I like how the thickness is kind of varied throughout the strip. See how you've got some thicker places, some thinner areas. It looks a little more natural on the lash line. A little. And then I also got the 113s, which I'm wearing now. They're not too far off, like lengthwise from the wispies. They're pretty tapered on the inner part. They kind of remind me of the Red Cherry number 43s, only longer. Like they cover more of my lash line. I don't exactly love that. One of the things I think is so great about the Red Cherry 43s is like they stick right on the right part of the lash line, you know, and they don't annoy my inner corner, so that makes them very comfortable. These, a little more annoying. And then brand new, hadn't heard anybody talking about this yet, it's the Kula Face Makeup Setting Spray, Green Tea and Aloe. And what's special about this has an SPF 30. It also contains hyaluronic acid. It's described here as a weightless matte finish mist, protects the sensitive skin of your face while keeping your makeup looking fresh all day. And I thought even when I'm not wearing makeup, you know, maybe this would be a nice little way to refresh my SPF if I'm outside the pool. Here's something I don't like about it though. You gotta shake it up and it's loud. This would not have been a concern to me like a year ago at this time, but now I realize if you're doing your makeup and there's a baby in the vicinity sleeping, you don't want to go like that. But it does give a super fine mist, but one thing I don't like about it is when I press it, and maybe you'll see it, sometimes it sticks. The little pumper sticks down a bit. This was kind of pricey. I was definitely intrigued by the matte finish claim, also the SPF, so that's going to definitely get some testing, and that came with a little bonus product too. This is just the classic sunscreen SPF 30, and it says cucumbers. Lastly, I know this is an Ulta haul, but I have a few things I think I just want to throw in here that I found at Walmart recently, if that's okay with all of you. There is a new Maybelline foundation out. It's Maybelline Superstay Better Skin. Skin Transforming Foundation. Has SPF 15. This I hadn't even been hearing about, just totally like rounded the corner of an aisle and stumbled across it. Love that it's got the pump here. I have it in natural beige. It's a little teeny bit dark for me right now, but I thought throughout the summer, this may be dead on. It says improves skin's look in 3 weeks, reduces the appearance of spots, bumps, dullness, and redness. So we'll see. I've used this once. It didn't seem to do anything really outstanding for me coverage-wise. It seemed like kind of a straight-up medium coverage. But I remember years ago loving Maybelline Superstay foundation, so I definitely didn't want to pass this one up. And then they also make a Superstay Better Skin Concealer, I guess with the same kind of claims. And I have that in light to medium. And I'm wearing some of that today. This had pretty good coverage, I thought. It seemed to me a little bit better than the Fit Me, which I know a lot of people rave about Maybelline's Fit Me concealer. I never found that to be awesome coverage on me. Maybe it was because I was using it more in my melasma days or trying to use it, and it was no match for that kind of discoloration. But this is just, you know, a wand applicator, kind of a thin consistency, but I thought it covered pretty well as far as the under eye goes, because I got some circles. I was talking about the bronzer BBCC products. I found the Maybelline Dream Bronze BB 8-in-1 Beauty Balm Sunkissed Glow Perfector, and I got the shade Light-Medium Bronze. So for this product, there actually was a color system. So you choose like what your natural skin tone is, and then you'll get the right level of bronze, I suppose. But I did use this over the weekend, and there's a look at the depth. You can see it very quickly shears out, so it's not a high coverage product, and so it makes you feel like you can kind of get by with using something all over your skin that's not a total skin tone match, but you look nice and glowy. It's just not much coverage. So that is my haul. A lot of new things that are coming out for summer slash just some summery themed products. Let me know what some of your favorites are that you've been running across in the stores lately, and thank you so much for watching. Bye guys!